please meet me in the parking lot? You're going down. You're going down hard.
Hello everybody and welcome back to UKSG GREEN 2025. I am your host Ali Mad Mike and we are, as you can see, a tiny bit behind schedule, so I'm not going to ramble too long here. We're just going to hand things straight over to Big the Dave for our next run, which is the WereCleaner. Take it away, Dave.
Thanks, Mike. Hi everybody, I'm Big the Dave. Hope you're having a good morning. This is the WereCleaner. This is a small little indie game. It was made by a bunch of students. It is completely free. It's on Steam. You can get it right now. And in this game, you are playing Kyle. He is a cleaner, and he is also a werewolf. It's pretty self-explanatory. We're just going to get into the first day here. The aim of the game is to clean up the office and get out without anyone seeing you. Now, at the moment, it's the middle of the day, so you're not a werewolf, so this is just the tutorial level. We're going to go in, the time is going to start, oh sorry, I was going to say the time is going to start, but it's fine. We just go in here and we do a quick little spritz of that. That's not fully cleaned, but we're going to now go and clean the rest of the printer ink spill. We just go about, and we don't have to do all of it, we just have to do enough of it, and there we go, that's fine. And we finish off around here. We give that a little spray, that little spray, that little spray. We just have this little water cannon that we use to clean up, how can we call it, wet messes. And that was fine. We were in the day, and we weren't a werewolf. Unfortunately, now our boss is insisting that we all work night shifts. Unfortunately, Kyle is also a werewolf. If he gets spotted by any of his co-workers, he will go mad and kill them. And in that unfortunate instance, we will then have to clean up the mess that we made, which slows us down. So we don't want to kill anybody. Unfortunately, someone's had a rather unfortunate accident in the bathroom, and we do need to clean it up. We do a little spritzing spray as we move, just to make sure that we get everything, and we clean that up through the wall. Do a little spritz and spray. We do a little clicky spritz and spray so that they move faster. That was actually a little bit slow. He's on our tail. We've got to go down and clean up the artist room. She's going to come around the corner. We don't want to spot her, so we put a bag over her head. And now she can't see. She's blind for a minute. And we're going to have to clean up all the paint that's on there. This company, by the way, it's full of some really weird things. That's because they are a company that makes plushies of werewolves. And it's owned by a guy called Mr. Howell. Which is, you know, just a regular old name for someone who is a CEO of a werewolf making company. But everyone's working night shifts now, and they are slowly going to become more and more unhinged. You think that a werewolf being on the loose at night in an office full of people would be the worst thing that's going to happen. That is not true. The worst thing is workers who are being forced to work mandatory overtime. So we've got our other thing, we've got our vac pack, which sucks up dry messes, I guess would be the term for it. I missed a little bit there, that should be it. So anything that's like debris, detritus, we scoop up with the vacuum cleaner. Anything that's wet, we don't... Oh, she nearly spotted us, that was bad. So we just... Someone broke the aquarium, so we're just sucking up all the fish. And now we have to go through the cube farm and make sure nobody spots us. So most of this game is all about making the timings and making the cycles. This is a bad one. We'll go around the outside. We'll go right the way around the outside because he's probably going to go in there. Yeah, that's fine. It's all about tight timings. It's all about making the cycles. And we've got to make sure that we don't get caught. Because if we get caught, like I said, we have to deal with the bodies. And now we've got our introduction to the rebellion, as you can see down there. That room's very messy. We'll be doing that last. Right now, we have to go and clean up some other messes. We're going to avoid that guy there by going through the back room. This is Bring Your Children to Work Day, so all the kids have made an absolute mess of things. So we clean up the wet messes on the way as well. I didn't get that one properly. Yeah, that's cool. That's cleaned that up. We now have to go through one of the back rooms. Yeah, so we're going to go down this way. So you can see the server room's on fire. Just got to avoid people through the cubes. If we'd have gone up the top way, she'd have turned around and spotted us. We're going to put out the fire in the only way that we know how, and that is with water. So we're going to put a bag over his head. Now, if you're playing through this in story mode, you won't actually have access to the bag yet. You get access to each of the individual tools as you go through the levels. So at the moment, you would only have the vac pack and the water spray. The next level, I think, is the one that gives you the bin bags. But because we're playing this on effectively New Game Plus, you've got everything unlocked. There is one other thing that we can do, which I haven't had to do yet, and I will have to do it for this guy here. He will come up and enter this room, and what we can do is we can distract him with a paper ball. If we shoot a paper ball out of our backpack, any co-worker that comes across it will feel compelled to pick it up and put it in the bin. Which is weird because they are such absolute mucky pups with everything else. But a little bit of paper on the ground, no, they've got to take time out of their day to go and fill this up. He hasn't arrived yet. Have we caught this in the right cycle then? Oh, there he is. Unfortunately, we caught him on the wrong... Okay, there he is. He's going that way. The problem is there's a bin up here, and sometimes he goes and puts it in this bin, which is, you know, on the way out. So yeah, we shot that out of the vac pack. We've got 4 of them. You can see that up the top right. And we can suck them back up again. So if we distract them with it and then bag their head, we can suck it back up again and reuse it. The security guard here has discovered that there is a werewolf running loose because people are dying. But even if you've done a kill list run, he still suspects there's a werewolf about. And he gets more and more unhinged as time goes on. So this is where we get introduced to the bags. We have to bag all these Ekans, or not Ekans as this case may be. And we've got to catch them all, otherwise we don't pass. All the other stuff, we can get maybe like 90% of it done, and it'll pass us, but for the critters, we do have to catch them all. And that should be that. And we've got another room up here at the back. We're just gonna skip through here. We could go in that door, but we're not because there's a lot of people down there. So we're going to go through the back room, and we're going to catch the Pikachus while we're hoovering stuff. And there is still one there. And there will be someone coming in down here who will get in our way. We're going to preemptively shoot that out there to distract them. If we get them twice, it will end their timer cycle and they'll go out of the room and leave us alone. They've done it anyway. So now we have to go through the warehouse. The warehouse is a spicy place full of people. Unfortunately, someone has had an accident with a forklift and they have unfortunately died. This is what happens when you force people to work late nights and operate heavy machinery while tired. Please don't do it. We've got to hoover up all the broken bits of machinery and their spectacles. This is not a morbid and dark game at all. And we're done with that. Now we head out of the office and make sure nobody spots us. Otherwise we will have to make a mess. This warehouse is the bane of my life, especially on Saturday. There's a little old lady. Actually, no, he's going to come out. No, that's fine. There's a little old lady who sits in the bottom office in the warehouse, and she unfortunately likes to sit in the office a little bit too long, and we'll see on Saturday whether or not she survives. It's very rare that I actually get a kill this Saturday. My PV doesn't have a kill this Saturday, although I have done it before. It is quite difficult in that bit. So there we go. You see he's got a lot of traps and stuff set up. He's waiting for us. He's ready to go and kill this werewolf. But now we get to see what's happening with the CEO. That's the CEO's secretary. That's the CEO there, lying, sleeping in a pool of his own vomit, while everybody works nights. So he's not very popular, as we saw in the other room a couple of days ago. People were already rebelling against him, calling for his head. We'll see what happens later on in the week with that.
While you're cleaning the office, can I just hop in for a second?
Absolutely.
We have a £20 donation now. I'm going to pronounce this somewhat carefully. I presume it's a typo, but the name Dilboo, you can figure that one out. That's gone towards the Obama Jack and Daxter, crikey, Precursor Legacy run later. That is an actual mod where we will be seeing President Obama gaming. So yes, as you can imagine, that's going rather popularly. But I just want to remind people as well, the next upcoming donation incentive is for Snipper Clips. Cut it out together. We actually have an open incentive where, within reason, folks, within reason, you can make a suggestion for something that they will doodle in the game. So I am actually surprised we don't actually have any bids for that at the moment. So please, if you want to see something amusing but clean people doodled in that game, drop us a donation and make sure you apply that incentive. But back to you, Dave.
Thank you very much. Dilwo is actually my co-worker. Thankfully, we aren't forced to work nights in a capitalistic hellscape. Oh no, not you. We'll go this way. So this is... Yeah, we're going the wrong way. So she's actually out there, so we can actually bag her head. Oh, I'm a bit too far away. Oh no. Okay, we're going to have to kill him. The old lady survives. The old lady survives, but now we have to clean up her mess. There we go. They've also been trying to summon a demon of some sort. We've got to clean up that mess. They've somehow successfully done it because there were some demonic footprints there. I don't know. I think they were trying to summon a squirrel or something. I'm not sure. We never quite find out what it is. Is that clean? That's clean. Okay. Oh no. No. We don't want to kill her. She's been killed too many times before. Okay, and we've got one last mess to clean up. Which is, unfortunately, we do have to clean up the memorial for the guy who got killed by the forklift. We got to clean up the wreath, clean up the photograph. That's that clean. We got to get out of here before she comes back. The reason we do that last is because for most of this, that woman is sitting at her desk in there, and it's an absolute pain in the bum to get distracted. And we'll just waste time while she saunters up towards the paper ball you fire in the door, and then you have to bag her head. So that was actually quite a clean Saturday. We're now on Sunday. The guard has figured out you're the werewolf and has a shotgun is going to kill you. So we're now on a chase scene. This is the final boss. We also have to clean up the toilet again. Unfortunately, this time it's not so much an accident. They have murdered the CEO. They have had enough, and they have ended the life of Mr. Hugs. And we have to clean up the mess, because that is our lot in life. So we have to make sure that we can clean up this room before he gets in. We'll clean that bit up there. This is actually going not that bad, and usually a lot slower at this than normal. And then we have to eat him, clean up. Clean up this. I've got to kind of focus on this, because I'm normally quite slow. He'll normally finish up in there. Yeah, he's finished up in there. I'm going to hide in the cubicle while he comes in. This is actually quite slow. And we're not leaving the office in the usual way. You may have noticed at the other side of the office, in the room where we were cleaning up the mess from the Children's Day, there was a giant plush werewolf statue. Oh dear, I'm off cycle. I'm going to have to follow this guy and bag him. There was a plush werewolf in the story mode when you get all the cutscenes. What happens is you go into that room, the security guard mistakes the plushie for you and shoots the shotgun, which means he's out of ammo, and you get to climb out the window and escape. Not really a spoiler, there's more that happens after that. If we were slow there and if he was closer, we would have went around the back way, but this way is much quicker. We go through the door, and that's time. And that is the WereCleaner. It's a free game. It's on Steam right now. It was done by a bunch of students as a student project, and I quite enjoy it. It's quite fun. Thought I'd give it a speed run. So if we get anything else to say, I'll hand it over to the next run.
Okay, awesome. Thank you very much. That was definitely a fun look. And free, you say?
Yes, absolutely free.
It is free. I like that price.
100% free. Like the opposite of capitalism.
We will be moving on to our next run shortly, but just before we do, we have had a couple donations. We have £5 from Streetback Guy. You remember that Snipper Clips donation incentive I mentioned? Well, their £5 has gone towards that with the comment. Obviously, the cool S everyone drew in school has to be doodled in Snipper Clips. What is the cool S? maybe I'm too old for this, but if you know what the cool S is...
I might be able to show you the cool S.
Oh, okay.
I'll just refresh this page a few times. Oh, yeah, there it was. I missed it. It does come up randomly on these little notes.
I was clearly not cool enough to know what
there
the
we go,
cool
there
S
it
was.
is. That's the cool S there.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Yeah, that is an S. And we also have a £10 donation from Lee. I hope I'm saying this right. Lee Kerwin with the comment, is a warehouse to a house what a werewolf is to a human? Or maybe it was once a person. Either way, can I fight it?
Yes. Unfortunately, you have to use a forklift.
But thank you for those donations. We are going to take a brief intermission where we will be back with Infinity Gene with Rugrats Search for Reptar. Don't go far.